Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DBL Progs 2018. It's going to be a really cool offseason with a lot of excitement. We just came off the Luke and Doncic draft, and another really crazy season in which Indiana got unfortunately eliminated by the unstoppable Blazers that almost got stopped by Golden State. So, with that, we're going to run Progs, and for Progs, I'm going to start in multi-team mode this year. That way I can auto sort the roster. And we'll just get a fresh start. So here we go. All right. Auto sort, reset playing times, starting at W. Washington. I don't think they have they have 7 players on their team. They're a rebuilding team basically. Domantas is going to be a beast. They got a really good prog from Lonnie Walker and Morris. So they actually have like a really competent starting lineup, but they really that bad prog from Embiid there did not help. They need to add some depth, but the fact is that they got 7 players on their roster and they actually have a team rating, which is not too bad. So we'll go on to the next team here. Utah Jazz. All right. So they got hit hard on their bench. Like really, really, really hard. Colin Sexton basically died. Tyler Johnson, who they have on a pretty big deal, he just completely died. Real life Tyler Johnson Progs, am I right? K Love is a massive cap dump, damn. But hey, Okafor don't look too bad, and Jimmy Butler don't look too bad, so they got that going for them. John Wall is still around. I guess this is basically a realistic Wall too, right? It's a little sad to see CP3, Iggy are just so trash. Gallo had a great year last year, so I'm curious to see how he does this year. Overall, it's pretty good. Kendrick Nunn. Yeah, Kendrick. Wow, Nunn got crushed. Damn. Yeah. So we'll move on to the next team, which is Toronto. Toronto was a beast last year, but they were, in my opinion, going into last season, and their moves just further cemented it. They were definitely going to be a one-hit wonder team, meaning that like that was their year. And this just isn't a good enough roster next season. Lillard taking a step back, and he was already playing above his overall, so that's not really anything good you want to see there. Yeah, they're in a tough spot. We'll see what they do. Next up here is San Antonio. Michael Porter Jr. just staying the same, I think you have to take as an L. Like, just, yeah. Tony Parker's still in the league. That's pretty cool. We're never going to see good Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons just isn't a thing. And, the more I think about it, the more they won the Derrick Jones Jr. trade. Him and Bam could be really solid. I mean, this team is really in between space, and I feel really bad for them because they're just sitting in that. They're not really good enough for a top, or they're not good enough to make the playoffs, but they're not bad enough to get an early enough pick. They'll make a difference for sure. So yeah, we'll see.
Yo, I thought there was a wave 3. Or am I tripping?
There's a wave 3 right after Progs, Fleecer.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Next up here is Sacramento. All right. So early evaluation is not bad on this team. They got a lot of positive progs from a lot of players I didn't think were going to go anywhere. And, it's weird to see, but they have like some major busts on their roster, like guys that just did not develop the way you wanted to see them. But despite that, they had good progs. Like the majority of their players, Wiggins is just perpetually in the state of, is he going to be a bust or isn't he? Like next year, I guarantee you he's going to have like a 57-62 prog and look like he might be a star, but he'll never be that star. He's just perpetually going to be a perpetual, maybe he becomes a star. All right. Oh, and Tony Bradley having a great prog. Bradley's had like he's going to have a lot of value going into the offseason. Interesting. Portland, defending champions. And they got a good prog from 3 of their starters, bad prog from 2. Their bench got hit pretty hard here, but they actually have some cap space, all things considered. This could be kind of dangerous team. Yeah, they're just a good team. The only thing that can really derail them would be if somebody gets hurt. Like they should be able to repeat. These are good enough Progs to repeat. So the Suns, they brought in Schroeder and Kawhi and Aiden, which they trade a lot for, and all of their draft picks besides Wendell Carter died. And they didn't want the Wendell Carter pick. But Schroeder, he might have a second life there. You know, Phoenix is where point guards go to thrive. I don't know if you guys are following, but in Prime League, the Suns have 2 top 10 players. Both are point
Go
guards.
Miami.
Please hit the plug. Here you'll see, wow. I think Vishu's here, and these are not bad Progs for his team. Like, yeah, you want to see Fox go up, but they just got a lot of depth that's really, really financially cheap with a lot of space. Let's see, any comments from the Vish? No comments from the Vish. Yo, people saying the Suns got effed. What? Oh, yeah, the Suns did get effed. They did get effed. I don't know why I'm trying to counter argue that. All right. Next up here is Orlando. Wow. What an interesting Prog. So Moutier loses his potential. Winslow loses potential. Birch goes down. Turner loses potential. But yet I think they won Progs here. Like they definitely had a positive Progs. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys going. Like, sure, your other Progs are not great, but like they had some really great Progs there. I mean, Andzeas Passaniki, or however you pronounce that, he has a lot of value now for them. He could be potentially a starter eventually. They're really stacked. And the thing is, though, 4 of those guys are big men, too. And in addition to that, they already have 2 quality centers under 28. They are stacked up front. Harrell basically is cap dump for them. So it's going to be interesting to see if they move Harrell. It would probably be the first thing I'd do if I ran this team, which I don't. All right. OKC, Damian's team. Levine dies. Hunter dies. Elliot Williams dies. Giannis, not great. But Bembry and Arthur not too bad. Comments from the King? We just got an F. We are just getting an F. Wow. Yeah, Levine just never lived up to his year 1 potential. That's crazy. All right. The Knicks. I think they finally turned things around. So John Bolden comes out of nowhere, 2nd round pick, or Yona Bolden. Huge Prog, probably going to be a day 1 starter for them. They have Dan Smith and Clarkson, former high pick, former All-Star. Ingram, who had a good year. Sullinger's a pretty solid big man. And then they have Jerome and Frank off the bench. Drummond, who plays way above his overall, too. But yeah, at the same time, you got to look at this. They have Bust City down here. Kevin Knox with the bust. Michael Carter-Williams is like low-key this guy who he's not had a single positive Prog. But like if you look at his career stats, 17, or 7, 12, 14, 12, 7, like he's just been all over the place consistently, like similar stat lines every single year. Yeah. Next up is New Orleans. Ricky said he was going to keep KP, and Ricky meant it because KP is his future. Signed to a 2-year deal. We'll see if that pays off for him, but his bench. Yeah. A lot of work could be used. But yeah, I think this is like a mid-tier playoff team because that starting lineup is solid. He just needs to get some depth and he'd be pretty solid. What do you guys think? Let me check comments here. So, oh, Minnesota's next. Minnesota is next. So we're going to take a look at Milwaukee next. All right. That is basically what you expect from this team. Actually not too bad, Progs, but they're still a 0 team rating because somehow, despite being on like their 8th GM, still not being active. Highly unfortunate. All right. So, let's see what the comments say about Milwaukee. Oh, I did skip Milwaukee, or I did skip Minnesota, Ramen. But we will go back. Bad Progs. Yeah, because Lance Stevenson's so much worse than LeBron James. Jokic going up, Jackson going up, Parker, Jaren Jackson. Damn, I'm happy your bench got killed, but that didn't really do too much there. Even all of these guards going down isn't really that much a loss. When LeBron progs horribly, I'm going to call a ramen on that. LeBron will prog great because he's an IQ player. The Shaq Harrison progging good for Miami. Derek Williams good for Miami. T. Jones did go down, but ultimately this isn't a bad Miami team. This is a really deep team, and Tatum has a lot of potential. This team might not make the playoffs this year, but they're going in the right direction. Though, shout out to the worst contract in the league now, D'Angelo Russell. Wow. Memphis in the post J Dodo era, not starting off too hot. Yeah, they're in a really big hole actually. One of the worst contract, a horrible contract, a horrible contract, a horrible contract. No, that's expiring. It's not too bad. Oh, this team is in a hole and a half. At least they have their picks, right? They got their picks, right? All right. Next up is LAL. Bagley prog good, but every other key player really didn't. They didn't really spend as much as they could have in free agency. They kind of just sat back once they missed out on their predominant targets. They picked up Vonleh, which wasn't too bad, and Barnes, but not really as much as they were hoping for here. They got Livio and Mo, though. Not too bad. Or actually, I think they had Livio last year, right? But they got Mo. And, yeah, they don't really got much going for them. And next up, let's see. LAC. Not too bad, actually. Vic progged up. Eric progged up. Portis, Westbrook. Westbrook's actually going to be low-key a little effective. I mean, it's still one of the worst contracts in the league, but is what it is. He's productive, at least for it. Marble's still in the league. Whiteside progged okay. Rab's not too shabby. Jamal Murray's a bust, unfortunately. Not too bad, but could have been better, I suppose. Could have gotten good progs from Selden, Jones, and I guess Trier. But ultimately, I wouldn't have been too upset with this. I'm curious what Cirrus thinks as the GM. Not terrible. That's what he says. He'll take it. Yeah, they're very much. I'll take it, Progs. Oh no!
How?
Why does this happen to me?
Now you know how I feel.
Just give me a moment, guys. So many seasons. I'm just processing it. Is what it is, you know.
I want to see my roster. I haven't seen it yet.
Next up is Houston. Well, those are
Damn.
Progs.
Damn.
Those are actually really surprising but good Progs. Like, sure, Monk died, but like Bynum and
No.
Burke aren't too bad.
No. Why did Monk have to die?
Yeah.
What
My
did Monk
goodness.
have?
Burke
Take
is probably an
Jabari.
all-star.
What?
Burke's probably an all-star. Bynum might win Defensive Player of the Year a second time around with Houston.
Yeah. After Roman breaks him again.
Yeah, after.
They're all.
All right, next.
Sorry.
Golden State. Brandon Jennings going down, but not too bad. Holmes not too bad. Cantor going up, but they're just going to be another okay season probably. Another year and a little bit more thin, but Ray McCallum going down for the first time in a while is kind of unfortunate for them. Yeah. Take a look at the next team here, Detroit. So Lucas going down, Brooke going down. You know, they had some good progs in the middle here, but who are they running at guard? Remember when this team was guard heavy? And now they got what, Naz and Reggie as their guards, and they're all big man. Josh, you gotta have a balance. It's how basketball works. You got some bigs and some shooters. You can't just go all or nothing. All right, next up is Denver. Anthony Davis still the beast. Tim Hardaway and Cat kind of there, but just thin with bad contracts all around. Sorry if I cut out there for a second. Next is Dallas. Oh my God. Well, somebody did bribe the Prog gods here. Wow. Look at all of those juicy Progs. Why can't I have some of those?
No, you can't, G1.
Well, I'm good now. He's probably going to make the playoffs. Probably make a deep run. Yeah, we'll go on to the next team here. Cleveland. Hey, look at that, Ramen. Is Ramen here?
Yay!
Is Ramen here?
Yeah. Thank you, LeBron. I love you. I'm gonna die. No, die with the rest of Cleveland. You should never love Houston. Sorry.
There we go. Yeah, LeBron for Stevenson, real fair. Oh, that trade still irks me. I don't understand. The worst thing is that GM left like several days after. So I think they had, let's see. Oh, I'm pretty sure there was a first round pick in the deal. There was definitely a first round pick in the deal. Anyway, we'll figure that out. Next up here is the Bulls. Clint. Damn, he went up big time. Wish I had him on my team. And Alfred. I remember when I had those two. Wasn't that long ago. Then they decided to leave me and become a star somewhere else. In Chicago, of course. Damn. A tragedy in itself. Jalen Adams, Tyron Wallace both going up. Bulls getting good progs. They're probably going to be the favorite in the East. Now we got the Bobcats up. Getting good progs from TJ Leaf, Graham, Kemba not going down too hard, and MKG. All around pretty solid. They still need a fifth starter, but they're pretty good. They're going to be another really solid team this year. Brooklyn, Mitchell's become their franchise, as can be expected. And other than him, they have a bunch of old players who no longer are the players they used to be. And how else you'd explain that? I don't know. Oh, look at that. Bogdan has a horrible contract. All right, and we look at Boston. They looked so good last year. And then they blew it up. And then they fell asleep at the wheel. And here we are.
That's Jay, all right.
And next up here is Atlanta. And oh wow, they had some really great progs from some really shitty players. and some good ones. But yeah, they're probably another middle of the road playoff team. We'll take a look here at power rankings real quick, and we'll see. It looks like it's going to be
Is Houston last? I'm curious.
no way. No, Milwaukee, Memphis.
Yay! That's the win for me.
Realistically, I see 5 teams can contend.
And Houston.
So we'll see. And now we'll take a look at free agents. Scal went up big time. Lamb, Stanley, all going up big time. Wow, actually really good progs for a lot of players. So with that, I think I'll export it, get it out, guys, and yeah. I'm gonna stop the recording here. Thank you, guys.
Okay.